Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're now live. Yes.
Yeah,
how you doing?
I'm all right.
It's quite weird because I've got myself. Yeah, good. It's quite weird because I've got me about 3 or 4 devices on here. Like all of them are not in sync with each other. It's a bit of a nightmare. So like, I'm talking to you live, but then I'm getting what I did 30 seconds ago on that one, 45 seconds on that one. So it's like, so you sort of need to focus on one screen and not use your peripheral vision on the other things.
Yeah, I know what you mean, man. Chat room. Hello, chat room. Let us know who's on. Can you tell us if either of us have got choppy audio? I can see my videos going all over the place, actually, so a bit worried about that.
Yeah, because we'll ask the chat room. Did you have to chat room see if it's you or me who's going choppy? Because you're choppy to me. Last time you had gremlins in your.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I know. I have just asked the chat room, dude. So, we've only got 1 viewer on, maybe 2. No one's saying anything at the moment. So, yeah. So we'll wait 1%. Yeah, it could be stuff running on one of my laptops. Not sure.
See, that you're fine now, matey. Now you're fine.
Am I?
Well,
I've not changed anything. Not changed anything at all. So
it's probably the flux capacitor. You need 1.1.
It might be, man.
You need 1.1 gigawatts to keep it going.
Yeah, possibly, dude.
Name that film.
So, Back to the Future, man. Don't talk to me about sci-fi. Back to the, it's yeah. In fact, one second room. I'll tell you how much of a fan I am.
You nearly went back to the future there. You keep disappearing into the screen, you. What's that say? Oh, it's got disappear.
Oh, yeah, because
yeah, I can see it. Yeah, because it disappears in the screen. Yeah, I can see it now. I can see the
it's a DeLorean.
The DeLorean, yeah. Would you buy a DeLorean? Would you buy a DeLorean if you could afford it? It's about 50 grand now, them fuckers.
Going back. Yeah.
What's that?
Man, they literally make money. They literally make money. So going back about 20 years ago, when I went with Nick, I got the nickname Mr. eBay because it's before Nick knew my name. Can you hear me all right, Carlos?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, okay. So yeah, he used to call me Mr. eBay because I was always on eBay, and literally there was a DeLorean on eBay, and it went for I think when I was looking, it was on like 10 grand. I think it went for 12 grand. And back, 20 years ago, even now, I don't have that sort of money. I mean, could I get a loan and pay it off a 20 grand loan? So, Kate definitely says, no, you are choppy. Is Andy choppy?
Yeah, she said, no, you are choppy, so it's you, Andy.
Is it me?
Yeah, it's you, Andy.
Oh, it's me. Sorry, I don't know what. I don't know what to do about that. I don't know what I do. Other than not monitor the chat room, that would save.
Hang on.
Huh? Well, I could try.
If you could,
I could try dropping this. Yeah, I could try dropping this virtual background. My cool virtual background.
Thank you for that, Devlin. Kate Devlin.
Yeah. That might work. Let me know if that's any better. Yeah, let me know if that's any better, Kay. I don't know if it will be.
It sounds better already.
Does it? Oh, you're just saying that because you were jealous of that background that I had?
you look so much better. I sound better. No worries. Yeah. Say even Kate Devlin says, "Yeah, man." Hashtag yeah. So yeah. So you sound better. So it's, you know what you're trying to do. You tried to be clever, and it went. Look, I just got natural vinyl. Use vinyl.
Oh,
Vinyl.
gosh, man. Yeah, I suppose we better do the. Oh, yeah. So, had we finished talking about Back to the Future? Oh, yeah. So, anyway, yeah, it went for 12 grand, that DeLorean on eBay. And I've regretted it ever since. You see these car shows, and they keep sort of like just doing makeovers with it.
You could have sold it for about probably worth what they're worth now, 20 plus grand now.
They go for,
30 grand.
no, they go for like 30, they go for like 30 minimum. So,
Yeah.
um,
I think they're
yeah.
not very good cars. They're just iconic cars.
What do you mean they're not very good cars?
Because I don't think are they not very good
You
cars? They're
don't
just,
even drive. Don't say that about the DeLorean. You're
I
breaking my
do
heart,
drive.
Carlos. You're
I do
breaking my heart,
drive.
Carlos. No, but you don't own a car.
Oh,
You got rid
no,
of your car because you live in the city.
yes, but I live in the city. Do you know why I give up the car? This is that you probably do this in a
Drunk
day.
driving offences.
No, no, no. That's just normal. No, it's just the you know, you come every year, you do your direct insurance and stuff like that, and
Yeah,
then literally said to the guy, "What your how many miles you've done this year?" And it's the same guy I dealt with every year. Usually give me good deals, and it's usually because usually if you do less than 2,000 miles, you get a better discount, don't you? Or what industry you're in. I think
yeah.
if you're a journalist, you're the highest bracket. If you're a journalist, if you're a doctor, you are the least. So if you're a journalist, your insurance is sky high. If you're a doctor, it's literally bottom. They might as well, they pay you to drive. And I said to the guy, I says, "You're not going to believe this." He goes, "What?" It says, "Remember what I gave you last year? Say 50,000 miles and something plus. I did 84 miles in 1 year. 84 miles." The guy
Oh my
says,
god.
"Do you need a car?" I says, "I only drive at Christmas, so because I live in the city centre of Manchester, so I walk to work. If I'm going out, I walk across the road. If I get a taxi to the city centre of Manchester, do you know how much it cost me? £2.20. It's not even a mile. £2.20. It's like there's pointless in having a car. So the only time I go to drive, I go to the Trafford Centre. So lucky I've got a friend like you pick me up.
Oh, well. Yeah, that's true.
But
Cool.
when we become a millionaire, I'm gonna get a Tesla. I'm gonna get a Tesla. A Cybertruck.
Why? Just to do 80 miles? You only have to
Just to
charge
do
it
8
once a
miles.
year.
Just because Elon's got one. I want one.
Oh, I'd like a truck, like one of the trucks now. So cool. Right, let's just do the intro for anyone that bothers watching this back. Hi, TheoCons. Welcome to Theory Conspiracy. It's Wednesday, the 21st of October, 2020. This is Carlos and I'm Andy, and we host a fortnightly audio podcast, currently on a break. This is our live stream spin off show, and we welcome the chat room interaction. Yeah, if you want to add a ship in, this is like we've not got a plan for science, so chip in with absolutely anything you want in the chat room. That's secure.
Oh, you're
Keep feeding
chopping
us to
up a
do with
little
it.
bit, Andy.
So yeah, Kate, oh, see, still jumping up. It's breaking now. Kate, it's Kate's telling me. Yeah, Kate, I didn't want to put your full name out. I saw you joined on Facebook, I think, so I saw your name there as well. So, right, don't know what it is. Maybe it's the dodgy weather. Who
It's
knows?
to do with the it's something to do with probably the virus, coronavirus.
Oh, don't get us on that. We don't want to depress people. I don't mind chatting about that, but yeah.
No, I'm only joking.
So
I'll wind you up.
Carlos says he's got a couple of topics. I've got a couple of images we can chat about that are Halloween related. So we can probably talk about that.
No, yeah, I've got a
Yeah.
couple of because obviously I like my history. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is today's the anniversary of the Crimea War, and I've got down the year 1854. They sent a lady called Florence Nightingale with 38 of her friends to her nurse friends, 38 of her nurse friends to the Crimea War. That was quite a devastating war. That was 1854. That was. So today was the
Was it
anniversary.
actually her or someone with the same name?
I think it was someone with the same name.
Was it actually no?
What's
Or was it
that?
not actually her?
No, it
Was it
wasn't.
not
It
actually
wasn't.
her?
It was her. It was her. It was. It
Oh
was
right, okay,
the Florence
right,
Nightingale.
okay. It
But
was a genuine question. I didn't.
oh, I thought you
Yeah.
wanted me. I'm sorry. No, it's actually
No, no, no.
Florence. And she,
Right.
because I read somewhere. This is that would lead because I thought I'd talk about that, then it'll probably take me somewhere else. But I read somewhere, or I must be making it up, or dreamt it, that Florence Nightingale invented the pie chart. Sort of like was very responsible for inventing the pie chart because she says, um, I'm sure the chat room might correct me or you correct me if I'm wrong. Or if you, I know you like doing your fact checks later on, but I remember reading something that she was one of these people who cry. You started talking about the say if so many people have this kind of medicine, this is the kind of people we can save if we use this kind of food or warm clothes. This is how many people will save. So she created the traditional kind of pie chart.
Sounds more like a Venn diagram than a pie chart, which is
It's
where it
like
overlaps.
it's
Medicine,
like
food, and the bit in the
it's
middle.
like a circle, and then just thinking like things coming off it. So
That's
was
that's
that a pie chart?
oh yeah, pie charts like that. A pie chart is whatever your total is, and it's split up into this many people vote Labour, this many people vote Conservative, this many people Lib Dem, this many people didn't vote, and then this many people. Oh
Is it
yeah,
yes, Alexa,
Kate
Alexa.
says yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Thanks,
Kate,
thanks,
thank you.
thanks, Amazon lady. What's your name? Because just start talking behind me.
Yeah, that's it. So like,
Uh,
I love that. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I was right. But then again, I'm always right.
oh,
So, but no, the so
hey,
that's
you might be on your fact checking Kate instead of fact checking Fran.
but no, it's quite interesting because those people, people like Florence Nightingale and uh, people like Mother Teresa. Did you know? And this is I forgot to mention it, but I wrote it out on notes. Do you remember when we talked about Princess Diana? Where were you when I think we were on one of these live stream? Did you know that Mother Teresa died on the same day as Princess Diana? But
No,
it went under the exactly. It
no,
went
no.
under the radar. She died on the same day, but nobody spoke about Mother Teresa. So depends
Oh,
on
yeah, she would have got like 2 lines, whereas Diana would have got 89% of all the media, wouldn't she?
oh, I would say 99% of the media Diana got.
Well, I don't. I just said 80. I just Carlos 150% of facts are just made up. I've
No,
just
but I
proven
mean
it.
that day I
Yeah,
remember
so,
it's a bit like
stats, I should say, not facts. That's sorry,
there's
Carlos.
certain events what happen which just take Diana, Michael Jackson dying. That was just constantly on the news for about 3 or 4 days. Michael Jackson, but no,
What was that
obviously
up for?
digress, the digressing from the sorry Florence Nightingale to Mother Teresa is Mother Teresa gets a lot of bad press because a lot of people think she's responsible for the massive spread of AIDS in Africa because she was obviously she was a devout Catholic and obviously if you are a devout Catholic you know that Catholics are supposed to use condoms and obviously if you're having intercourse or not using condoms you're spreading the disease but she's doing in her head
Yeah,
doing the Lord's work but she's being called the devil because so it's an interesting subject where you actually live your life by the Lord's words, but you've been deemed Satan. Have you ever come across that where people? I've read books and literature that people think Mother Teresa is one of the evilest people to walk the face of the planet. Believe it or not,
really.
she's responsible for millions and millions of people dying of AIDS.
Uh,
Apparently, allegedly, I don't
well,
agree.
you know, she, well, maybe it's right. Carlos, maybe it's right. I mean, I've got another example of that. I'll tell you in a minute. I can't remember the guy's name though, so you're gonna have to go with me. This it's something that I read in a Bryson book. I'll come back to that. But, maybe it is right. Maybe when they looked at the good work that she was doing, which was small numbers, little fossils or whatever, great. It was the thingy. But if she's also ramming Christian beliefs down people's throats, and she's not ramming it down people's throats. That's sorry, it's not the right word. But you know what I mean? She's
No, I
preaching it,
understand
right?
what you- yeah.
They're following it. They're taking it on. Um, like in Ireland now, Ireland only got abortions made illegal. Was it 2019? I think it was 2019 because again of the religion over there, it kept not getting through and not getting through and not getting through. So people were literally getting raped, getting pregnant while they're being raped, and they were unable to go and get, I don't want this baby. I'm going to bring a child up there every time I look. I'm going to think of I was raped. Do you know what I mean? And we're able to have that decision, so we change law. Things like that. If you probably do add that cumulative effect up, then it could be right, Carlos. It could be. So the example with Bill Bryson is, and also who were the guys that were talking about? There's some guys talking about. They said, "I'm going to tell you about a guy here," and they started banging on about him. Everyone thought they were talking about Adolf Hitler, but they weren't. So we're back on Hitler now. They weren't. They were basically. There's these two guys. Can't remember what his name is. You have to Google it. Oh, I'm really sorry, Kate. I don't know what to do about my sound. Don't know what to do about it.
I'm sort of. I'll just keep going, and I'm getting every third, fourth word, but just keep going. Maybe it's just.
Oh,
It'll be all right.
well, obviously, it must be coming through on the chat right away. So I don't know what else I can shut down.
You were in full flow there. I didn't want to stop you.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'd rather try and fix that, but I don't know what I can do. I've literally got nothing running on this laptop that's doing the streaming, other than obviously the WebEx and the streaming tool. And my Wi-Fi is looking good.
So you're okay now. You're okay. So it's maybe when you just sort of talk.
So maybe don't talk too much, don't talk too fast. I don't know if it's the mic, maybe picking up all the noises. And do you know how you get smart mute things and or it thinks you're talking and it's muting me? I don't know.
It could be the mic. Yeah, it could be the mic.
Yeah.
BMIC.
All right. Okay. So what I was talking about. So yeah. So
You're talking
this
about
guy says right.
Abortion and stuff like that.
Yeah. I was talking about all that, but I was going to give you another example of people that think they're doing good, they're doing bad. So there's a guy. I can't remember what his name is. But let's say he's called John Smith. Can't remember. He's got a name like that, like Paul, or something, whatever. John Smith or Robert Jones, something like that. And then you've got Adolf Hitler, and the guy basically says one of these guys is responsible for killing millions and millions of people, and he goes on about, and he's responsible for poisoning this many, that, and so many environmental disasters. And the other man is called, and you're expecting him to say Paul Smith or whatever, and he goes, and the other man's called Adolf Hitler, and you go, oh, sounds like you've just described Adolf Hitler, but you're not. And he goes, no. So this guy, he was a scientist. He was the scientist that, again, you'll have to go back to the Bill Bryson or Google it. But he's a scientist, and I think he was the one that was. He was definitely the one that put the CFCs. Aerosols and the band that destroy ozone. CFC gases. Can you hear me all right? Yeah.
I'm struggling a little bit, but
was it dropping again?
I'm sure. Yeah, you're really bad.
Maybe you should just do all the talking. But yeah, this guy was responsible for creating CFCs, and literally, he was a scientist, and he thought he was coming up with something good. But as it turned out, it was just like basically wrecking the planet, causing hundreds of thousands of deaths. So that's just going back to your Mother Teresa thing. Yeah, she might have been doing good, but at the same time, she's preaching these habits to these countries. At the same time, she's probably going, "Oh yeah, don't wear a condom because it's your religion." But at the same time, you shouldn't be acting like rabbits if you're not married and things like that.
Because if you're in obviously no sex before marriage, they say obviously this is the Catholic, and obviously when you are married, you're supposed to procreate. Procreate, can't I say it? Procreate.
Right, procreate. Yeah.
Yeah, procreate. I can't even say the word. And yeah, basically, he's supposed to breed and breed more Catholics. So that was one way. But no, I just found it weird because I went and remember
Right.
watching a documentary once, and if you did not know who Mother Teresa was, you'd think she's probably worse than Adolf Hitler. You know, the way they were talking about her. I just thought clearly they had a balance. They had people who thought she was a saint. Now she's Saint Mother Teresa, so she's saint, and other people think she was like the work of the devil. No, but it's just weird. In this
Yeah.
on this planet, you could take you could take someone like Elon Musk, who I think, my personal opinion, I think he's probably the most important person on this planet. But then you get other people think he's like some kind of Lex Luthor. So no,
Yeah.
it depends on who you talk to and whose interpretation. Because what was it? One man's hero is another man's terrorist. So it's what it is. It is what it is. But that was one of the subjects I
Yeah.
wanted to talk about. Obviously, Mother Teresa. Sorry, Florence Nightingale. But it took me on to Mother Teresa. And the other thing I was going to talk about, I don't know if you've seen it, is Nokia are making a bit of a comeback. So Nokia, if you know
Oh,
Nokia have been around for a long time. I think they started off making tires. I'm sure Kate Devlin will correct me, but I think they started off making tires in the early part of the century or something. And then they got into obviously telecommunications much later. But I think they started off as a tire company. Um, but then they've won the contract to put 4G on the moon. So
oh yes, I did see that. I did see the Nokia thing on the moon. I thought it was just a publicity stunt, to be honest.
and even in Mr.
You know,
Paris,
hi, Mr. Paris. Hi, Mr. Paris. Not missed anything. Just choppy sound from me, apparently.
he sounds much better than me today
Struggling.
because I can't hear him. Did you hear me
Dear
then?
me, well. Yeah, I did hear you. Did hear you. I shook my head. I
So
shook my head.
no, so it's some head, but no. So in terms of 4G on the moon, so does that mean we are getting ready to be a species which we're going to permeate the universe? Clearly, it's this, having a 4G base on the moon. Obviously, we're going to get better 4G coverage on the planet. But do you think that's putting the infrastructure to terraforming the moon, basically? Because if we could put a base on the moon,
Um,
we'll be able to easily put a base on Mars.
yeah, I mean, what do they mean by putting a 4G network on the moon? Are they just
Was
going
that
to put
sorry?
like one device that's going to.
Oh,
What do
the contract's worth about half a billion or something like that. But
Yeah,
they,
but I believe they're just going to send. I don't know how many devices did they send. What do they mean by a network? Is it just one relay device
they'll
that
probably put some kind of
astronauts
cellular
can?
device, like a satellite up there orbiting the moon or something.
Oh, okay. I thought it like something on the moon. You know,
I don't think it'll
I
be
don't know.
stationary on the
Yeah.
moon. They'll probably be orbiting the moon.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I did see it, but I didn't know enough details. I didn't read into it.
No, it's just the way I look when I see things like
Uh,
that. I think it's sort of like, are we ready to for the next stage? Because for us to evolve as a species, we have to. The way I look at it, you probably think I'm crazy. In the future, when we're long gone, where we're worm food, I think planet Earth will be a place of a paradise. Earth will be a paradise, and we'll do all our infrastructure, all our manufacturing in the universe. So so our children will be saying, "Let's go, mummy, daddy, let's go to planet Earth for a holiday." So planet Earth will be a paradise where you visit, you see all this beautiful nature and this beautiful greenery planet where there'll be no humans there. It'll be literally the beautiful planet that is, but we will be living outside. So we'll be living in the universe. So we'll do our manufacturing outside. Because I think
just like when Fry on Futurama went.
when who sorry?
You watch the movie Fry on Futurama. Have you not seen that episode of Futurama?
No, no.
You see Futurama. It's by the same guys as Simpsons.
Oh no, I'm
The
not.
guy
I
gets
didn't know
frozen.
that.
He gets frozen. It's a cartoon. He gets frozen on Sky. He gets woken up 2,000, 1,000 years later. I can't remember. And he joins this delivery company, and they're off out here, there, and everywhere, and meet aliens and all sorts of stuff, and come into funny capers. In one episode, he gets to the moon. He's like, "Oh, I've always dreamed of going to the moon," and he gets there. It's this theme park. And he's like, "Oh, he's well disappointed." He's like, "No, I wanted the genuine moon experience." So there's this old ride that no one ever goes on. There's no queues for it because it literally is one of the old moon buggies, and you sit on it, and it's on tracks, and it takes you outside the dome. And yeah, it's quite funny, man.
No, it's just no, but that's the thing on the. I think we are sort of like on that verge of just. That's what I want to do is not I want to do, but I think that's what's going to happen the next say 500 to 1,000 years, where Earth will be some kind of paradise. But no, that's the things I want to talk about. Obviously, and obviously to answer Mr. Paris's question, how long is the delay to the moon and back? I don't know. Is the moon something like 250,000 miles away? It's a quarter of a million miles away, a quarter of a million. So it shouldn't be much of a delay, would it? Speed of light.
There is a
Speed of
bit.
light travels
It's a few minutes.
What's that?
It's a few minutes because radio signals.
Yeah, and also if
I
it's
reckon radio signals travel at the speed of light.
Because the speed of light is 186,000 miles per second. 186,000 miles per second, I think it is. Yeah.
Don't know. I definitely think there's. I definitely think there is a bit of a delay.
Yeah, there will be some kind of delay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're the two subjects I want to cover. And obviously, you said you had to cover. We tried. We said to ourselves,
yeah.
We're going to literally stay off Corona. We're Corona'd out at the moment, aren't we?
Yeah. If anyone wants to throw a Corona question, we can answer it. But yeah, with obviously me and Carlos are in the Manchester district, we're going back into free. But that's all I want to talk about. Yeah, might not be going on holiday next week.
Will there be something?
Will be something to blame that COD death on? Was it the latency on COD death?
What's COD death? Call of Duty death?
I don't know. That's what COD means to me. Call of Duty. What do you mean COD, Mr. Paris? Don't know. I think we might have lost Kate as well. I'm not sure if she joined back again. But I've got something to chat about. It's Halloween related. If any of the
Call of Duty.
Oh, he did mean Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And it was a latency. Oh, okay. I don't get the reference to this for the moon.
We just received failed. Please try again later. So I don't know what that was. There was like 10 coins or something delivered to us. Oh, I'm Kate Devlin. So I'm here.
She's just here. Listen. What someone's I'm not saying that. Is that was that in the chat room? Someone's just sent us.
There's like 10 coins there, and I clicked on it. It says failed to collect or something.
Oh, no idea what. That might be as you get rewards as viewers. Hey, okay. Bobby. Hi, Bobby. Hi, Bobby.
The residents are back. The residents are back.
Yeah. Yeah, Bobby, Paris, and Kate, the regulars. Sounds like I'm using the moon connection.
Yeah, I think Andy is using the moon connection before. And it being Nokia. Here's one for you. It is for the group. Did I read? Was Nokia originally a tire company before it was? That's how it started off, as a tire company. I'm sure Kate Devlin can ask Alexa, because I've been right so far. I'm 100% right today, so I want to stick on, and I want to stay on being 100% right all day.
No, well, if you get this wrong, you're now going to be 50-50.
50%.
It's easy to be right when you get one guess right.
She will ask.
She can ask and let us know.
So was Nokia a tire company?
I know. I don't know.
Go on.
Sorry. Chat room, going to talk about Halloween, actually. In fact, I'm going to throw a graphic up.
Halloween was it 31st this month? 31st, yeah.
It's always the 31st of October, mate, yeah.
I've never been a Halloweener, mate. I hated it as a kid.
Oh, you're going to love this next section. So I saw this. So YouGov did a poll. It's a bit like one of these polling.
Sorry to interrupt. Kate says, I've had to ask Google. Yes, it was.
Okay.
Hell.
All right.
I'm on it. I'm on it today.
So it only takes you to get another one wrong, and then you're down to 66-33. So it won't be long before you're in the minus again. Thanks, Kate. Yeah, man. So just saw some stats. So apparently, from a poll that was done back end of last year, more than 4 in 10 Americans believe in ghosts, demons, and other supernatural beings. So 46% believe in supernatural beings. 45% believe in demons. It's nearly half of all Americans. 45% believe in ghosts, and 13% believe in vampires. What do you think of them stats? Does it surprise you? So is it Americans on the chat?
I'm sort of, you were chopping up a little bit, but how many people were they asked? I know it says percentages. Is that 45 people, 45%?
It's 45% of the people that were surveyed. It doesn't have. It was 45% of the people surveyed. It doesn't have the numbers that were
So we
surveyed.
don't know how many people were surveyed first. So
No.
it could be 2 people. But I'm assuming it's let's give it credit. Yes, let's give it credit. They've asked 1,000 people. America is a very weird country because I've met some of the most fascinating people, intelligent people I know, Americans. But I've also met some of the fucking craziest inbred redneck ideas and the American again. So America is the spectrum of what's achievable and what's wrong with society. Because obviously I don't want to get too much into politics, but you can go look at someone like Tinseltown or like California, or you can look at Texas. Texas, gave the world oil. But then you go to somewhere like Alabama, which is deeply Christian and redneck, and it's the same country, but you wouldn't put them together. You got some of the greatest minds, philosophers, writers, and engineers that come from that part of the world. But then some of the greatest things we're talking on now by computers like Microsoft, Google, Facebook, all was created in America. You know what I mean? So, but then you've got that. Then you've got the side
created in America using technology developed in English universities.
Yes, basically
a lot of it. So, do you know fiber optic cable? English invention, American money developed it.
It was Cable and Wireless who created that, didn't it? Cable and Wireless was the first company to lay down the fiber optic wire.
Well, yeah, but they didn't invent it.
No, so they didn't invent it.
Cable and Wireless are an American company, aren't they?
Are they American? Well, they're the first company to.
Yeah, they are owned. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah.
But no, what? It's done. Sorry.
Let's try dialing on my mobile.
What was that? Sorry, mate. I lost you then. What was that?
Right. So the audio's up right. Carl, I'm just going to try dialing in on my mobile. 1 second.
Just talk.
Chat amongst yourselves, chat room. 1 sec.
Okay, so Andy's gonna do a reboot. Also,
you can address Kate's comment about believing in
things that with these
X, Y, Z.
really believe in it. So things like demons, ghosts, vampires. There's a couple of things. Do I believe in vampires as the way we look at vampires? No, but is there people out there who drink blood, kill people and drink their blood? Some kind of sacrifice? Yeah, but is that a vampire the way you and I deem a vampire? No. Demons? No. That's an interesting one because Andy's only doing this. I don't know if Andy can hear, but me when I was about 18 years, I experienced something. So yeah, it's about good few years ago. I was 18 years old. We were watching The Exorcist, and with my friend, it's like a cousin. It's not my cousin, but it's like a cousin of the friend of the family. And that day, I did what Andy would do. He posed a question, and I started overthinking and asking about the devil and the Exorcist and the Ouija board, you name it. He got to a point when he says, "Carlos, stop talking about it. You're obsessing on this. Stop talking about it." And obviously, I kept talking about it. And then after about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, we're going to bed. So I slept on his floor. He slept in the upper bunk bed. We were staying at his house. And then literally, then it's sort of like I was in the sort of like something happened. Then the room starts going cold, starts going really cold. And I say, Roddy, have you opened the windows? It goes, no, because he's on the other side of the room, I'm on this side of the room. It says, have you sure you opened the windows? It goes, no, because I'm frozen. So I says, okay, so he shut the windows. Says the windows are shut. Turn the heating on. The heating's on. But I says, I'm frozen. I'm absolutely frozen. So then the coldness starts coming up on my legs, and it's getting to a point where when it gets to my kneecaps, I start getting scared. I start screaming and shouting, says, help me, help me, help me. So, and then, so Ronnie comes over and says, what's up here? He comes over from the other side of the bedroom, runs over, goes, what's up here? What's up here? He goes, I can't move. He goes to grab me, and he jumps back. And it's like something released me. And that's one of the things, and that's when I realised there was something in that room, and I must have brought some kind of portal, some kind of negative, because it felt horrible. It felt cold, and it was slowly creeping on me. You know what I mean? But yeah, so demons, was that a demon? I don't know, but I think that was a negative energy. So I do believe in energy. Like if you walk into a nightclub and you think it's a bit shady in there, you feel like it's going to kick off, and then an hour later it kicks off. That's your gut instinct. So is that demon or yeah? I thought it was some kind of demon. I don't mean demon like with red eyes, but I think it was some kind of negative energy. But yeah, that's. I don't know if you want to talk about that, but
I don't know too much difference about demons and ghosts and supernatural beings. Aren't they all supernatural beings? It's a bit weird. That,
well, it depends because
how's the audio? Is this better, by the way?
yeah, it needs at least it's better, but it needs to be louder.
It's better, but it needs to be louder.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I need to?
It sounds like you got it on loudspeaker. Say again.
No, I've not got on loudspeaker. Don't think I have.
What was the other? I can't see because I literally ghosts, demons, and what was it? Other supernatural beings. Okay. So I might sound like a hypocrite there. So yes, I do believe in some kind of energies. The word demons, ghosts. I don't know if the word demons, but I have a sort of like I do believe there is negative and positive energy. And I'll give you a story once when in my previous job I was working in the music industry, and we're based in Saddleworth, Delft. I don't know if you ever do it. I was staying in the studio by Barclay. I don't know if some of you probably might not be able to, or your parents might have liked it. There was a rock band called Barclay's James Harvest from Rochdale, that power. They were sold like 60 million albums or something. I was staying in their studio. We were using their recording studio. And obviously, if you know Saddleworth Delft, when you get snowed in, you get snowed in. They say, Carlos, John Lee, who's the chief writer and stuff, he says, make sure you've got enough food for 3 or 4 days, milk, bread, all that kind of stuff. Once you get snowed in, you will not be able to leave the house for 3 or 4 days. So, and lo and behold, I got loads of food, bread, toast, baked beans, baked potatoes. I had 3 or 4 days worth of supplies. And then literally just snowed in, so I thought spent all day in the studio, recording some studio, making some dance tracks and stuff like that. And I went to bed about 11 o'clock at night, I was shattered. And I just felt really thirsty. I was just in the studio. No beer, no substance abuse or whatever you want to call it. It's just literally me, water in the studio, red switched on. I walk to get a drink of water or a glass of milk, I should say. I see some young girl, probably about 10, 11 years old, in the hallway, literally, but dressed in old-fashioned, and he's laughing, I laughed at it, dressed in, so this young girl, dressed in old-fashioned clothes, like pajamas or old-fashioned pajamas. And I looked at, I thought we got a director, Gordo Hartwell, and he had a daughter of that age, 10, 11 years old. And I said, Rosie, go and get to bed, go to bed. Your mum and dad are going to go to bed. I thought his mum and dad lived next door. I mean, literally next door. And everybody's houses are all connected. So I thought somebody walked in. I said, go to bed, go to bed. And the next morning when I woke up and Gordon walked downstairs and he goes, he says, morning, Kai. He goes, I'll tell you what, I'm going to need to tell you something. Gordon says, you need to be careful because your daughter was walking downstairs, and if she walked outside, she would have frozen to death. It's a good job I saw her. I told her to go back to bed. He went, what are you on about? I said, yeah, your daughter, I'm sorry, but you be careful. Make sure, because if she goes outside, she'll be frozen. The snow's up to like 5 feet. And they said, you'll be frozen, she'll be dead. So just be careful what she does. She may be sleepwalking. He goes, she's not, she's with her brother. She's at the grandparents' house. I went, what? Says, it's just me and the wife upstairs. I went, what? And he goes, what happened? I told him what he goes. He looked at me as if to say, Yeah, my wife said the same thing about a few, 3 or 4 weeks ago, but I thought she was sleepwalking. So I actually seen a ghost, and it was there, 10-year-old girl dressed in old fashioned. But the old studio was a vicarage. So he said there was probably thousands of people. You know, the vicarage is about 300 years old. So there was about 300 people, probably about, so thousands of people have probably died in there or done the whatever you do in the vicarage, you know, when they bless the body and stuff like that. So yeah, but it did not feel horrible. It felt nice. You know what I mean, there was a nice presence. Whereas that first story I told, that was a negative. Like I still feel like it was yesterday. So I don't know what the chat room said.
Right, sorry. I'm just going to say one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Cheers, Bobby. Is it better if I hold the mic like this, by the way? Is it any better?
Yeah, because you can't hear you.
Do you not hear me?
Yeah, it's really low though. It's really low.
I don't know what the frick to do. I don't know what to do about it.
What's that?
So I don't know.
At least you're not chopping up though.
Yeah, at least I'm not chopping up. Why are ghosts always dressed in old-fashioned clothes? Nobody ever sees ghosts dressed in a modern style. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, that's the first time I've ever heard Cal's little story there. I don't know what's the thing. I think there's probably a plausible explanation of it. I don't believe in ghosts.
Well, I have seen. There's another story where it was like, and this time I was twisted. I've not been to bed for 2 days, so there's a the first time that there was story told that was drinking water, went to bed, woke up at 1 o'clock. I wasn't half asleep, but there was a time where literally I went out bank holiday weekend, Friday. I was still out till Monday morning. So can you imagine what kind of session I was on? And then went back to my mate's house because literally went back there, and I was just literally on the couch waiting for round 13 to go out. So we're gonna get picked up and go to the next pub. And my mate just says, "Oh, I'm just gonna go and get some more wine. Just if my sister comes in, let her in." Goes, "Yeah, yeah." I said, "What's your sister look?" Goes, "Oh, she's small, brunette hair and stuff like that." I was, "Oh, okay." So I don't know. So okay, if a girl brunette hair comes comes in, I'll let her in. And then I'm sort of like there dozing off on the couch, and then then someone just walks in the living room, walks in there, and I'm like, "Oh, hello." This girl was dressed normal, just like really quite probably early 20s, but she had blonde hair, and she was dressed smart, you know, like business wear, but smart. And she looked at me, and she walked into the kitchen, but she didn't say anything. She just looked at me and smiled and walked into the kitchen. And I thought, oh, okay. I just thought it must be his sister. But I'm convinced he said brunette. I said I must have misheard. And then she's been in there for about 2 or 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and she's like, I can't hear any noise, any people, moving cups or microwave going. Lo and behold, walk into the kitchen. There's no one there. No one there. And that's the first time I shit myself because I thought, am I hallucinating? Am I seeing things? And then when my mate comes back, he just says, I said, and she sis goes, no, she's not back. I just texted her, she's not coming now. So that could be an explanation because I've been out for 2 or 3 days. That could have been the mind playing tricks or lack of sleep. There's probably a scientific answer for that. But the first one, there wasn't. The first one was I physically seen someone, but they weren't there. The second time, same experience, but it could probably put it down to 2 or 3 days no sleep. There could have been some kind of mind playing tricks on me. But so the answer to your question is, I believe we're not going to have to go. You and I are going to have to go to a haunted house and do a proper experiment. See who shits himself.
Carlos, I'm just going to do a mic test. Right? Can you hear this tapping?
Yes.
Right. So is this mic here? So let me just switch my audio 1 sec. Again, it won't take me long.
Bobby Shafter says, I do like that. Demons are within me, I think. It's when the shrooms. Mr. Bobby Shafter, have you ever was it the micro dropped? Micro tripping. Who's it? Does it? Is it that guy Post Malone? What
Right.
Post Malone was that? You're right.
Sorry, mate. Yeah. How am I doing now? Better.
I can hear you, but it just seems a bit loud, low. Oh, how low
So,
can you go?
so this is a different headset now.
So it must be a connection then.
I don't know. I think it might
Yeah,
be.
okay. It depends. You sound. I can hear you, but you just sound a bit loud. Not as loud.
Not as loud, but louder than the other one.
Yeah, louder than the other one. Yeah.
All right. Okay. At least it's not choppy. Yeah, man. Yeah, maybe we will have to do some sort of ghost trip, but I'm not sure I can get behind it. I'm not saying I won't be scared in a dark, haunted place with you.
Okay. Okay. If you're not scared of a dark castle, what are you scared of then?
The unknown, the darkness.
Yeah, but you know
Being
there's
there
nothing
with
there.
you.
So yeah, but
There might be an escaped murderer from a.
okay, but okay. So you're afraid. You're afraid of the living more than the dead.
It's I don't know. I don't know. You can tell yourself, oh, it's just this, it's just this, it's just this, but you can still be scared, man. You know, you could logically your brain can go, it's this, but you can still be scared. I've thrown a different graphic up, by the way. I'll just, and then we'll get back to the chat room.
Okay, go.
Yeah, so this graphic is a UK one. I know both of these are polls. You don't know how many people have been polled, etc. But this is a UK one in comparison. So, not quite the same question. Do you believe in ghosts, ghouls, and spirits and other types of paranormal? So in the UK, we're 33%. This was in 2017. Is the most recent one I could find. Oh, this one actually tells you it was 1,347 UK adults aged 18 and above. Again, conducted around. It's always around October because the newspapers want a nice little Halloween article, don't they? 21% have not made their mind up, and 46% say no. So that's almost like a pie chart, Carlos, that Florence Nightingale invented. It's just they've altered it a bit and made it a bit of a what's that? That's like a speedometer style chart. They're trying to be a bit modern, aren't they? So let's have a look at the chat. Bobby Shafter, I dropped a microdot back in the early 90s because he said he was.
So microdot, yeah. So do you know what a microdot is, Andy?
That LSD, is it?
It's like it looks like a little. Think of it as a. Do you remember? Do you smoke? Could you ever smoke? No. Right. Do you know what cigarette? Do you remember like a flint? You know, like a Zippo. If you took the Zippo out, you took it out. You look like a little flint at the bottom. It looks like a little small thing there, and you just stick it, and it within about 45 minutes. Yeah, microdots. I've probably done.
What you're eating the part of a lighter?
No, it looks like a little bat of a. It looks like a little bat of a lighter. Just to give you an idea what it looks like.
Oh, it looks like that.
So think of it like a lighter, the flint of a lighter.
Does it have top secret Russian messages on it?
Is what? Sorry, no. I've probably done high triple figures. That's just microdots. Purple arms, purple shields, and all them lot. Strawberries, as in the LSD type. Oh my god, in the hundreds. I've met the aliens.
I bet you have.
I have met aliens.
Kate says she's been on a haunted tour at the Old Crown pub in Birmingham. It's 650 years old. Other people experience things, but nothing happened to her except orbs around the pictures. Nick's quite big on the old orbs.
Yeah.
Or his brothers. I think orbs are just dust. But she says she's on the fence. So I think she's in that grey section there on that graph. Mr. Paris, I think people who have an experience do truly believe something happened, but I think a lot of it is how the brain interprets energies and forces. Hard to explain.
Well, let me answer back to I'll answer Mr. Paris and I go to Bobby Shafter. Is the yes, I think certain people are open-minded where you can see things than others. There's like certain people you could do hypnosis on, some people you can't, because I think it's sometimes you can actually your mind is a powerful tool, so you can probably block things out. I remember from the young age to the age of like 15, 16, I used to see it. I would do a podcast on that. I used to see lots of things. I used to see things all around me. But I thought it was just normal. But then looking back now, it wasn't normal. So I could see things. Then from the age of say 18 to 30-ish, all that disappeared. It's like I was on a different way. It's when I got into my early 30s, it started coming back again. It started coming back again. It's like it became dormant, but I purposely shut it out, and then obviously I opened it up again. But obviously, when you open it up, sometimes you don't know what you're letting back in.
Yeah.
But yeah, this I could talk about this for hours, believe it or not. Hours. Some of the stuff I've seen and witnessed, you'll think, okay, I should be locked up, but I'm not. It's just, and so that's another subject. But back to Bobby Shafter, your third eye. That's right, Devlin. In terms of microdots, I'll give you an idea. If you've never done DMT or LSD or microdots or anything like that, the first time you do it, you can't die from it. It is sort of like you can't die. You can't die from curiosity, but
But you can have a severe mental breakdown and never be the same again.
no. You open up. You open up your mind, but you're sort of like you can sort of like the
Are you
first
trying to
time
get
you
us
do it.
banned off TikTok, off Twitch?
No, you're sort of like you can sort of like the first time you do it, it's so welcoming. You see the universe in its all its colors, how beautiful the universe. You're sort of like you see lots of positive things. You see the colors. You see nature. It's unbelievable. You clearly do all your tracking, all that kind of stuff. But then once you start sort of like you do with alcohol, you start doing more and more. It sort of eases you in. It brings you in, and that's when you meet the aliens. And that's when and it sounds daft, but you meet the aliens, and they can be bastards with you. They can be bastards with you. They play tricks with you because you know you. It's like you. If you got a little brother, you take the piss out of him and you wind him up. And that's what they do. They wind you up. They can be. I don't think they can be a bit evil to you. I don't think you could be evil, but I think they can be bastards with you. They can play games with you. And I have had, and it goes back to having this bad trip, having a bad trip or a bad experience where things have happened. So you get like a negative feel. It's like you've had, but that's obviously a different conversation.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I could talk about that for hours.
Kate says she's not done them, but you need to be around the right people as well. Yeah, Kate, it's exactly why I've heard good and bad from lots of different friends that have dabbled, and that is exactly why I would never do it, because you just don't know if it's going to be good or bad. And I keep saying to everyone, no one ever truly expresses, unless you've got something wrong with you, no one ever truly expresses what's going on in your mind.
Fucking yeah, dude.
Well, I don't know Carlos. But I think there's a lot in there you suppress and you think, I can't tell this to anyone. And I think everyone's like that. You have these thoughts. Unless you've got like Tourette's where you just like, well, literally just say whatever it is that comes into your mind. But yeah. Paris, we don't condone the use of alternative medicines.
That's like it's been talking to my mum and dad then.
I know. Who's we, Paris? Who's we, Mr. Paris? I don't. I'm with you, Mr. Paris, on this one. Yeah. So don't dabble. I threw another one up, so I found this one as well. This is another one.
Just before you go to that graph, Andy, we should do a live stream while we're both taking shrooms.
I don't think so.
Well, that'd be brilliant. Me taking shrooms.
I'll be here. You can be on it, and I'll be ready to block the feed as soon as you start dancing naked around your room or something. Yeah. This one was the beliefs of British Christians. I just found this while I was looking for some of the other stuff. So the graph's a bit confusing. So you've got it's two graphs back to back, really. So you've got the green bar is people that definitely believe in whatever it is on the left-hand side, so an afterlife, for example. And the blue bar is people that the percentage that definitely don't. So, and then you've got two types of colouring. So all British people is the sort of lighter colour green, and the lighter and the wider colour green and wider colour blue. So according to that, you've got just under 40% believe in an afterlife, whereas just over 30% definitely don't believe in an afterlife. And then obviously the other percentage haven't made their mind up. Whereas if you look at people that say they belong to a Christian religion, then less than 20%, that's the darker line, less than 20% believe in an afterlife. Sorry, I've got it the wrong way around. Less than 20% don't believe in an afterlife, but over nearly 50% do believe. So it's do on the right, don't on the left. It's confusing because I always associate green with do, not don't. Go, not stop. So yeah, you can see there that basically the all British people obviously includes the Christians, but when you just look at the Christians, they come out. So there's nothing there that surprises me. The only one where the Christians don't believe as much as the general public are aliens. So if you look down, the fourth one from the bottom, the blue line going to the right, that is basically saying that more people in the UK believe in aliens than Christian people believe in aliens. That's what that one's saying. That doesn't surprise me. They believe in God. They might not believe in aliens and UFOs.
Well, because in theory, if a religious person would probably say they are the chosen race, God made them, that's it.
Yeah. But, I mean, the reason I got this graph is I saw a paper take that stat and turn it on its head. And so the headline of this article was, people are more likely to believe in alien life than they are in a God. So that's how they took this stat and twisted it. That's not what that's saying. That's saying more people believe in alien life than the percentage of Christians that believe in alien life. It's not saying, because if you look at a creator, which is the fourth from the top, I mean, look at the difference there. Almost twice as many Christians believe in a creator over the whole of the British public. So yeah,
I've spoken to deeply Christian people. I mean, talk deeply Christian, and they just couldn't get it into their head that I gave them the mathematics, the Drake equation, just about our Milky Way galaxy alone, and they just says no. The mathematics will prove the other way around, that we are the only existence in this universe. But yeah, it literally, it depends on what kind of Christian. The Christians I spoke to, the ones are Jehovah's Witnesses and Baptists. Those are the ones that are really deeply Christian. Yeah, you get deeply Christian Catholics and stuff like that, but those are the ones who just don't. There's no way of like breaking through their interior, because I don't know if you know. Do you know it was a Roman Catholic priest? I may could be making this. It was a Roman Catholic priest who came up with the Big Bang theory. Did you know that? It was actually
no. No.
I'm sure Kate Devlin will back me up on this, hopefully. But I think it was a Roman Catholic priest who came up with it. I thought it'd be someone like an Einstein or something, but no, it was actually a Roman priest who came up with it.
A lot of
the Big Bang theory.
A lot of very clever people that came up with a lot of these theories, Newton, Einstein, all these things that prove that that probably err on the side of, okay, this is all a natural phenomenon. There isn't a creator that created us all. Yet they are religious, and I think the reason for that is because back in the day, you like the first people that could properly read and write were religious people. So they were getting the education. So I think the education went to religious. A lot of schools funded by churches, aren't they? So.
Yeah. All the best schools are funded by Roman Catholic churches.
Exactly. So where these people have had a really good education to then be clever and then come up with all these things. Kate just said you're right again. Oh,
roll on.
It's because Halloween is around the corner. So his powers, the full moon is building. He's getting his powers.
Moon, yeah. Mr. Bobby Shatter, it's the full moon. I'm fully charged from the full moon.
That was Kate that said that.
No, but Bobby Shatter always talks about the full moon.
Yeah, Bobby did bring the moon up, yeah. Yeah, Mr. Paris is counting as well. That's 3 for 3.
That's 3 for 3, yeah.
But what's I saying? So yeah, so
just say I'm right. I'm always right.
So these people that come up with all these clever ideas, They obviously indoctrinated into the churches to get their education, and then and once that's in you, it's very hard to get out. Once you've got that belief, it's very hard to get out. Even though you become a man of science, you're still like, oh, I still believe in God and I still go to church. And especially back in 1900s, it was very much that is what you did on a Sunday.
Well, I think
you went to church with everyone else.
Do you know which scientist I think changed the mode? Charles Darwin. Because when Charles Darwin presented the origins of species,
he was religious.
He was, but then he was religious. But then when he started coming out of evolution, he started saying, "Well, maybe God didn't create us. We came from monkey to man." So he was in that kind of conundrum, that dilemma, where he was a Christian, but he started doubting himself. Well, I can see proof through the fossils that obviously fish leaving the sea, coming on land. That's the way obviously the Darwin theory from ape to man. So that doesn't seem like
all he was doing was dismissing that we were created in 7 days to 6,000 years ago. He was just dismissing that and going, okay, so what we think, I know you're laughing at the chat room. So he's going, so what we think is right is maybe not quite so right, basically. Yeah. Maybe we need to think again, but it didn't stop him believing in God. I think he still thought God was the man.
Obviously, I've read literature on it, so obviously I can't ask him, but I get the feeling this is my interpretation of what I've read. It was he was Christian, he had God, but then he's had all the scientific evidence in front of him that God did create it, sort of nature created it, but then on his deathbed, he converted back to Christianity on his deathbed. But maybe that's just like, it's probably like dropping to you, oh God, forgive me, for all those horrible things, and so I can go to heaven. We're all hypocrites when it comes to stuff like that. So that's the impression I get. But I think he was the first person. I remember reading a literature from Professor Richard Dawkins. He says if it weren't for Charles Darwin, he would be Christian, because Professor Richard Dawkins was raised a Christian as well, also a Christian. But it says Charles Darwin converted him, or Charles Darwin's theory at work and stuff, I should say.
Yeah.
There's a bit in the chat room. You're going to read the chat room, Andy.
Mr.
Starts from Bobby Shafter.
Well, Mr. Paris was saying as well. Have I got to go up to Bobby Shafter?
Yeah, because I think your ESP, he says. Think about your ESP. Don't think we spoke about
that. What's ESP?
It's like telekinesis, telepathy, that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, I get it. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I think you were thinking ESPN, then, weren't you? Football.
No, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking.
That's what I think it is. Yeah, ESPN.
Oh, that was it. Sorry. Yeah. I think it's about your ESP. Now you're open to it. Electricity, brainwaves, intercepted messages, and how you process them. A bit like modern devices with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, etc. But we understand them, or sort of. Yeah. Mr. Paris, it said that every time you say Christian, all I can... Is it sad that every time you say Christian, all I can think of is Morgan Freeman in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves? Yes, Christian was his quote, wasn't it? I remember the film. I remember Morgan Freeman. He's asking if it's a Mandela effect. I don't remember him saying, yes, Christian. I don't remember that bit.
Was he in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves? Is that the one with Kevin Costner in it?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I've not watched that one. The best Robin Hood film I've watched, this is my opinion, apart from Errol Flynn, the original Robin Hood, take him out of the way. The one with the guy from Gladiators, forgot his name now. Gladiator, what's it called?
Wolf.
No, from Gladiator. No.
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe. Yeah, Russell Crowe. Yeah. That's a good Robin Hood one. That one.
Yeah. For the chat room, did you get my wolf reference to Gladiators back in the 80s?
Yeah, with Erika Johnson.
Yeah.
She was fit.
Yeah.
3-3, and
yeah.
It's Bobby Shafter says it's pulling those fluids from your body, Carlos. Yes, it is. It's like well, your body is 70% fluid.
Darwin is a Christian, but then he popped a microdot and started to think, what the fuck?
I think most people took some kind of. If you look at all the great minds and all sort of the geniuses like Beethoven, Mozart, and they're all addicted to absinthe and mushrooms and psychedelics. I don't think they knew what it was, but it knew it did something.
Yeah.
But absinthe was big back then. Absinthe. Can you imagine drinking absinthe like water?
Yeah, I've had the 70% absence. It's never made me hallucinate though. It burns your throat too much to have too
Yeah,
much.
but if you drink like a few cups of it, it'll probably do something to you.
Mr. Paris, I'll just say Jet and leave this comment here. Oh yeah, I had a crush on Jet. Absolutely. Diane Udale is her real name. Her address was no, I wasn't stalking.
Oh, she's probably
Yeah.
she's not a MILF now. She's a gilf now, won't she, Jet? She'll be a gilf.
Oh God. Oh yeah, Kate definitely remembers it. Yeah, definitely. It was early 90s. Definitely early, if not late 80s. I'm not sure when it started. John Fashanu, was it John Fashanu as well?
Yeah, John Pashew, yeah.
Yeah. Bring back Saturday night telly like that. I mean, that was still on when like Paul Daniels was on, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So,
Not a lot. I always
yeah.
when you say Paul Daniels, I always remember Mrs. Merton interviewing Debbie McGee. So what first attracted you to multi-millionaire Paul Daniels? That is
Yeah.
the best
Oh,
line
yeah.
ever.
I know, man. And he lived most of his life up in the northwest as well, not far from me.
Oh, Paul Daniels.
Yeah.
He was if there was ever a person who was Mr. Tory, it was him. I remember once when Tony Blair got into power, was it 97? Paul Daniels says, fuck it, I'm leaving the country. I'm not having those bastards running the country. He hated Labour. He actually hated Labour, Paul Daniels. Him and when you think of Tory people, you usually think of the obvious people like Margaret Thatcher. But I think of Jim Davidson and Paul Daniels. they were Tories through and through. What Arthur Scargill was to the Labour Party, they were to the Tory Party.
Yeah, Jim Davidson was another one of them, wasn't he? Where 80s comedian, and you don't hear from him because he was unable to adapt his comedy. Obviously, none of
But
it.
the thing is, but he was he used to do that famous. Well, it's not famous. Well, it was famous, but do you remember he used to do the chalky? He used to pretend to be a black guy and call himself chalky. But he couldn't get on. He couldn't. He couldn't get away with it now. Another person, which is from our part of the world. I don't know if the group might remember him. A guy called Bernard Manning. Bernard Manning
everyone's heard of Bernard Manning, of course, yes.
Our age group, yeah, but the people in the 20s probably won't remember.
Oh no, yeah, sorry, that's true, yeah.
But Bernard Manning, he was a very, very, very funny man. I went to his embassy club. My God, he tore some people apart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This Indian bloke sat at the front. He must have done it on purpose. He got absolutely destroyed. But you know what? Fair play. At the end of the show, Bernard Manning went up to him, shook him by the hand, and bought him a pint. You know what I mean? So I don't think Bernard Manning was a racist. I think he just played that role. But I don't think he was racist. I don't think he was.
Yeah.
I never met him. I see what I saw. He had this. He took the piss out of this Indian guy, but after the show, he went into shook his hand and bought him a drink. So it shows what kind of a guy he was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You not heard of Bernard Manning? Kate, Devlin, you need to get onto YouTube. Bernard Manning. Boof. You'll love it.
Oh, maybe not. Do you reckon any of it's still there?
Oh yeah. So if you want to watch like a quick 7-minute one, which is quite funny, Google Bernard Manning and Mark Lamar. It's about a 7-minute interview, but it's the first time when the people start questioning Michael Barrymore's sexuality. So, because Bernard Manning mentions something quite quickly in there as a joke, but everyone's like, "What are you on about?" But that's when he starts talking about it. But Google Mark Lamar. He used to be on The Word, and Bernard Manning. It's it's only 7-8 minutes long. It's hilarious. Little interview between them both. You get an idea what Bernard Manning is.
God, I remember we used to go to Blackpool and watch Roy Chubby Brown because it was literally just the experience of him ripping into people that he used to go for, not his dodgy comedy.
But the Bernard Manning Roy Chubby Brown was good, but I like swear words, but I don't want to when you overuse swear words. Because a good word, if you say that, sorry if I offend you, but if you say the word shit, fuck,
that's coming from your mouth.
no, but if you say shit, fuck, bastard, fuck you, and all that kind of stuff, it's okay now. But if you say it every other word, it's horrible. You know what I mean? But if you say it at the right time, it's good.
Yeah. It wasn't about the swearing. It was.
Richard Brown was about the swear. Every other word was swear words.
It was swearing, but he wasn't just saying it like you were just then. It was more descriptive when he was talking about body parts and things like that. But it was the fear factor he used to go for because everyone was terrified. Doesn't matter where you sat in the audience, you were worried that you were gonna get picked on by him or something like that. So it was always that element. People were scared to go, but loved to go to be scared, if you know what I mean. Like going and watching a scary film.
Yeah, it's a bit like I'd love to. I've never seen him live, but I'd love to see Frankie Boyle. I love Frankie Boyle.
Yeah, I've never seen him live either. Nick likes Frankie as well.
Because he's Scottish, that's why. So Nick likes Sean Connery, William Wallace, and you, and what's he called? And Frankie Boyle.
The Loch Ness Monster.
The Loch Ness Monster, yeah. And Braveheart, the film. And Braveheart's his best film ever.
I was just looking for a picture. I've not got it on this laptop. I would have shared it, but it's basically me and my wife when we met Roy Chubby Brown. So we literally bumped into him behind the stage door sort of thing. So I can't find a picture. But yeah, you can hardly recognise him either when he's not in all this stupid gear.
No, he's quite, because I've seen him interviewed as himself. It's a bit like I can never get his name right. Sacha Cohen Baron.
Yeah.
Sacha Baron Cohen. He's like when he's in character, Bruno, Borat, Ali G. But when he's normal, he looks completely different when he's normal.
Yeah. Talking of him, what did you say right at the top of the stream? You were talking about. You were mentioning something that made me think of Borat because he's doing a new film now. But
yes.
He's saying like he's like really. His film's comedy because it's about exposing the true beliefs of some of these like hypocrites and all this sort of stuff, isn't it? And getting the truth out of how like these politicians truly feel about different races, men, women, the poor, whatever it is he talks to them about. And it's about exposing that, and that's what's funny about it because these idiots are coming out with it, like gun rights and things like that. And he can make them, he's making them admit really stupid reasons why they believe in everyone should own a gun and all this sort of stuff. But he's like, no, this is serious now. I want to expose these idiots. Yes, he's doing another movie, but I don't know if it's just a publicity stunt. So
no, but it's true because I at the beginning, unless it's a slightly different thing you were talking about, that I said America is on opposite sides of the spectrum. You got some of the greatest minds to walk the face of this planet, but then you've got what you just said, where talk about Borat. Do you remember Borat does that? He's in that kind of redneck club, and he's singing "Throw the Jew Down the Well," and everybody's joining in. He's just taking the piss at it. And also, he does it when he refers to a black guy. He refers to him as chocolate face. He goes, "Oh yeah, chocolate face." And he's like, but he just shows that all this. It reveals all this racism. Right? When the guy had like a skull cap on, he goes, "Are you a Jew? Are you a Jew?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes like, "Oh, I'm a Jew." He goes, "What?" Because he's a Jew himself. So it's even funnier when he's saying it.
Yeah.
Just if you ever get a chance to this chat room or yourself, have you watched that? Who is America? When he goes around America.
Yeah.
And he gets that politician, a senator, to say the N word. He gets to say the N word.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. He just that's the thing that you laugh at because he's exposing people, but it's serious. These idiots are running that country. So, yeah. Bobby Shafter says he was at Loch Ness today. Wow, man. So that's a lot. That's a long drive for us, man. Even though we're in Manchester, halfway up the country, that's still. You get to Edinburgh, and then when the not the M8, is it the M8, M9? When the M9 runs out.
I've never been to Loch Ness. I've never been there. I want to go there.
Yeah,
so here's a question to Bobby Shafter. Obviously, I've read books on it. I've watched films on it. Do you think? I hope he's still there. Do you think the Loch Ness monster? Do you think it's some prehistoric creature what still lives there, and we just see sizes, or do you think it's just gobbly hocus pocus? Because it is quite a big, vast ocean. Oh, a lake, I should say. A lake.
It's a lock, Carl. It's a lock. You're going to get thrown out of Scotland before you've even been there.
That's not a lock.
It's a lock. I've been on a boating holiday on Loch Ness twice, man, and it's
A9, he says.
Yeah, the A9. Yeah, the M9 says it's the A9, doesn't it? And yeah, I'm off and up over the Forth Road because I've got relatives there. But, well, say often. That was all pre-COVID. But don't get much up further than that. How could something live that long? I don't think it's still alive. I think they think that there's a couple of them and they're breeding. That's the theory. Have you watched the Loch Ness Monster film with Ted Danson? That's the sort of movie that's up your street. You'd find that factually correct.
I think absolutely. He uses radar, doesn't he? Radar or radar.
He's trying to find it, and it turns out this guy, he's staying in this B&B, and there's some sort of cave, and he goes down, and there's a couple of them down there. There's a little family of them down there.
Yes, I've seen it. It's good. I thought that was a documentary. I didn't think that was a film. I thought that was a documentary.
I knew you would. I knew you would. But no, yeah, I love it up there. But
no, but
yeah,
also
it's a long drive. Yeah.
But here's one thing. Kate Devlin just says, "How could someone live that long?" So this is the bit where my head goes. Right, okay, right. The Komodo dragon can sell. Obviously, I'm not a scientist, so let me explain this properly. If I don't explain it properly, ask me to repeat myself again. So they've done studies on a Komodo dragon by accident in a zoo. It was on its own in a zoo. And then it sort of did something to its body, and it got pregnant. So its body started. So I don't know what that's called. When you just your body changes, and you start breeding without having intercourse. So the Komodo dragon can have babies with no sexual partners. So when it lands on an island, and it doesn't see a partner to breed with, its body changes, and we've only just recently found this out. So I read stuff on this. So I'm not saying it's related, but use the Komodo dragon as a blueprint. This thing at Loch Ness could be something which is self-replicated, because the Komodo dragon can do that, and the Komodo dragon is it's probably a descendant from the dinosaurs. So I don't know if that would answer your question, Kate Devlin.
So the Loch Ness Monster is a lizard. Mr. Paris, don't you think there's an underwater connection? And there's a lot of things, but the actually where you don't realise is on the Inverness side, there's Bobby will hopefully back me up on this, but the loch feeds into the River Ness, which then flows out into the sea, and you often get sturgeon fish in it. So when sturgeon fish get to, like salmon, they swim upstream and everything, and salmon mutate. Sturgeons can look pretty crocodile-y, pretty big, pretty crocodile-y. Look at the Galapagos turtle; it can live for over 100 years, and we know about it.
Well, it goes back to because the way Kate asked the
oldest creature in the world, actually, it's something like 190, and that's a turtle.
Well, it could be the thing I think this is the bit. It could be self. I don't know I'm not a biologist, but it could be just it's self-impregnated. The Komodo dragon, it starts getting itself pregnant. I don't know what that process is called.
Yeah,
that's how you just need. It's self-preservation, but the body changes inside, and we witnessed it. When I say we, a scientist and a zookeeper witnessed it.
Wow.
And they witnessed it. That's how we know about it.
Maybe it had a late night visit.
So the Loch Ness could be that. What's that, sorry?
While they weren't watching.
Was that if we? I'm not buying that one, guys.
No.
No. Okay. Kate Devlin. Okay. Kate Devlin. Google Komodo dragon self impregnates or what?
You don't need to Google it. She can take your word
no,
for it. She can take
No,
your
but
word
it's just
for
because she
it,
says,
but
I'm not buying that one, guys.
But she
I'm not
might
buying
say
that one.
she might be saying that she's not buying
Oh, right,
the Loch Ness Monster is a lizard. I was obviously joking when I said that. I think I don't. You know me. I don't believe. I wish the Loch Ness Monster was a real thing. When I was up there as a kid, I wish it was a real thing.
It's not a monster. Sorry, take Kevlin. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, she means that there's not a monster. Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's hoaxes, it's natural things, it's all sorts of things. He's right. Apparently you're right 4 for 4. So about the Komodo dragon. So am I right at all? I mean, I've not sort of claimed that I'm right, but I'm going to claim that I'm right about the monster there isn't one. So there you go.
I'm on form today. I must have had.
No wonder Bobby was quiet. He's just typed a massive lecture, and I think it could be true, maybe. But as we drove along the bank today, my wife and 12-year-old daughter kept commenting on the waves breaking and how they might have seen something. I was exactly the same as a kid. Oh, just scanning constantly. You couldn't take your eyes off it because you were just looking for something. Anyways, I started to think there's something in the air that might be causing you to see things. Lots of wild heather, trees, wildlife, plants and stuff. So, and a lot of these famous photographs, you know, the one where it's a guy, it's like coming out, and people say, oh, it's someone swimming and stuff like that. A lot of these have come out that, oh, actually, it was a little remote control submarine with stuff stuck to it and stuff like that. And then you've got quotes of people saying like, he was driving along the road like Bobby was today. And a big monster came out of the woods and crossed his path and went into the. And some guy still lives in a little caravan on the side of the shore that's quoting all these strange facts and things like that. But yeah, it's crazy, man. I'd love to go there and speak to the guy and stuff like that and do it. Right, headline: female Komodo dragon has virgin births. Yeah. Parthenogenesis, in which an unfertilized egg develops to maturity.
I love that word, pathogenesis. I love that word.
Parthenogenesis.
Pathogenesis. I love it. It's top word.
That's how you're going to replicate.
That's how I'm going to come back and I'm just going to. I'm like Joe, a bit like Gremlins, where you just like have a bit of water, sweat everything out.
Yeah, don't feed you after midnight and don't get him wet.
But
hallucinations. Oh, do you think Heather can give you hallucinations? Yeah, maybe. I mean, Bobby, do you have a pet haggis? I love the fact that you also, I've seen people wind people up. Like literally, I've seen people on like TikTok and YouTube and stuff, literally winding Americans up because obviously, they click on that they're Scottish and they've got a Scottish accent and they start asking them about haggises and they start saying, oh yeah, every year we go out into the fields and we catch one and all this sort of stuff. And they think haggis is a little real animal. Bobby's probably going to tell me it is now.
No, I like haggis. I think haggis, if it's made correctly, it's okay. If it's because I've had it before and it's like the first time I had it was awful. It was dry. But the second time I had it was really nice and moist and they put gravy on it. It was really nice.
Yeah.
It's a bit like black pudding.
I like it.
I like black pudding, but if you make it wrong, it tastes like shite. If you make it right,
I mean, I like
haggis.
Oh, Kate doesn't like it. I like black pudding and haggis. I mean, we've had this conversation before. I would probably break my vegetarianism for a little treat of haggis, probably. I think it was 5 years old 2 weeks ago. Oh, so yeah, his pet. Bobby's just at his pet haggis. Yeah, are you gonna get another one?
Haggis.
Oh, Coffee DJ. Hi, Coffee DJ. That's a new name. Haggis is gorgeous. Yeah, I agree with you. Absolutely. Where are you from, Coffee?
Well, no, just obviously you were right about the other day, and I was speaking to Nick. I pulled him up about he's gone from plant-based to eating food because when we first started this podcast, we were doing it from Andy's house. So Nick would pick me up from work, we'd drive to Andy's house. So it was about a 35, 40-minute drive to my house. So for those, I'm not in you. I'm Carlos's biggest fan. I'm not you. I'm I'm Carlos's biggest fan.
Belfast Crew. Who's that?
Is that Keith? That's
Is
the
it
only person I know from Northern Ireland.
Keith, as in Keith Duffy out of Westlife.
Yeah, it could be Keith Duffy.
Keith Duffy? Cuffy? Of course it is.
Is it Keith?
I know, saying that.
No,
Keith,
those are
Keith Duffy.
It's Angus Tuesday.
Yep.
Yep.
Keith Duffy.
Yep.
Keith Duffy lives right near me now.
Yeah, Keith. Keith. Yeah. Keith. Good evening, Keith. Good lad. Good lad. I lost my trail of thought.
Mr. Paris is Northern Ireland. Belfast Crew as well.
So I lost my trail of thought there. So yeah, Nick was sort of like pulling me up as Carlos. You need to, because I was telling him the more he talked about plant-based food, the more burgers I ate in front of him. So it's just one of the things.
Oh yeah.
So
you pulled him up. What did he say?
So he used to say, Carlos, you eat too much meat, and I started saying, well, I'm a carnivorous fucking dinosaur, mate. Of course, I need to feed this. Look, you don't look this great without meat and stuff like that. I was joking, and then 10 years. So you've forgotten everyone else. No, Keith, you were my favourite, man. All the house parties and parties you and I used to go back to. Well, we'll keep that separate. That's totally different. But so then he pulled me up and I thought, okay, I'm gonna fucking get him one day. So I kept ringing him and he kept answering the call. And he called me back at like 11 o'clock at night, as he does. He's a random person. He doesn't like talking to people at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the evening. He likes talking to you at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night for some reason. He must be a vampire. And then I said, after a bit, I said, okay, why do you eat meat? He goes, what do you mean? He says, I've heard you eat meat. And he goes, yeah, I've just tried a little bit of chicken. What do you mean you just tried a little bit of chicken? All right, I've tried a bit of chicken. And he says, he blamed his wife and not himself. He says, no, it's not that. It's just,
I told you that.
Yeah, but no, he did. I said, no, it's just, if you don't want to eat it, you don't eat it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I had a cigarette because my wife told me to have a cigarette. No, you didn't, because it's like...
Oh, I had a Microdot because my wife told me to have one.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and the rest, obviously, I do like a party. I do like to partay.
Yeah, cool. So, so Mr. Paris is Belfast Crew as well. So, Keith and Mr. Paris might know each other. You never know.
It is. Is that part of the world? Isn't it?
Yeah,
Belfast. That's where they built the Titanic, didn't they?
Yeah, definitely did. I went over there twice last year, and drove past the Titanic and the Game of Thrones studios and all that. And,
did you know when the Queen visited the Game of Thrones set?
Yeah.
She did not sit on the throne. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
And do you know why she's not allowed to sit on the throne?
Is it like cutter because it's made out of swords? I don't know.
Just see if anyone knows from the.
Is she not allowed to sit on any other throne but her own?
Correct. She's not. So she's not. There's a sort of like, I don't know, like a declaration or some kind of rule. She's not allowed to sit on a foreign throne.
Even though it's a completely made up one, because she sits on it, she'll become the Queen of Scotland and they'll rebel.
No, I don't know if it's because I read that somewhere because someone said, I thought that would be mad seeing her on like a mad throne, but he said she did not sit on it. She's not allowed to sit on it because she's not allowed to sit on a foreign throne. So what the boy says, sure we know everyone over. Yeah. So they're probably best mates. They're probably bezies.
Yeah, that's what Americans say when you meet them. Oh, do you know Jim from
New Hampshire?
Or from like Birmingham or something like that. Oh yeah, I know him. Yeah, of course I do. Yeah. Yeah, one of many questions you get asked.
I know one of many questions you've asked.
Yeah.
Cool. No, but I've just realised it's 10:30. It's an hour and a half. Just got like that.
Here we go. Kate we're going to have to add this one. Have you heard about the theory about the Titanic not being the Titanic? Yes, I have. It's supposed to be
I've heard everything about being a big insurance claim, and they use a different, a lesser model, so it would crash.
Well,
no,
they said it was
insurance claim.
said it was the sister ship. What was it? It was called the Titanic and what was the sister ship which also sank after hitting an iceberg a few years later? But they said that the Titanic was that one, and then the Titanic ended up sinking anyway later on. But yeah, I think the fact that they both sank suggests to me that it doesn't really matter, and it probably wasn't an insurance job. Maybe, I'm not sure. And it was just rotten bad luck. Britannic. Thanks, Jonesy. Thanks for that. Jonesy, I don't know when you sneaked on. So, yeah, Britannic and Titanic, that was it. Couldn't remember it. Yeah, I have seen that. Or the Olympic or something like that. There was one called the Olympic as well, but I think the Titanic and Britannic were definitely twin. What are you laughing at?
They were fine when they left here, to be fair, he says. Coffee.
Yeah, they were. Well, do you know what? They stopped at Liverpool, didn't they? They stopped at Liverpool. So, there was three Mr. Paris. They stopped at Liverpool. Who knows what happened to him there? They took the wheels off
probably
him.
destroyed it.
No.
I bet Cuffy, he's a Liverpool fan. I bet he's got a lot to say about Virgil van Dijk getting injured.
They were just words to me.
But no, that's a good one. There's lots of things like the Titanic. Obviously, they could have got rescued, but it didn't. Obviously, the one I heard, it was the insurance. It was just one big insurance scam.
Yeah. We could look into that one for sure. Yeah, there's definitely evidence for and against.
Do you know what the best thing to come out of Liverpool is?
My wife.
No, the M62 straight to Manchester.
Oh God, I knew it was going to be that, or the East Lancs straight to Manchester or something like that. Oh God. Yeah. There was another Titanic reference the other day. It was.
You believe anything though?
It was somebody speaking to Joe Rogan about it, and they mentioned Titanic.
No, it's just do I believe everything? No, I don't believe everything. As I think Coffee just said, do I believe everything? No, I look for.
He doesn't believe in flat Earth yet, and he doesn't believe in fake moon landings yet. Although I reckon he probably does. He's just telling me he doesn't because he doesn't want to seem
stupid.
Out there, yeah.
I believe in aliens.
He believes in aliens, yeah.
So you don't believe in aliens, do you, Andy?
I believe that there's definitely mathematically there has to be life out there, but are they visiting us in UFOs? No. Do I want them to? Yes, I do. But are they? No.
That'd be the best podcast ever. There, when they land and we can interview.
I mean, that would be amazing. I would be first to go. Yes, this is everything I've ever dreamt of, but I do not think that's ever going to happen. The universe is so vast, we're never going to come in contact with everything.
I think a lot of people think. I think we've had this discussion before, but a lot of people think, why would they be interested in us? My personal opinion is, I think we are a freak show. We're a freak show, and they've got these monkeys, and these monkeys can actually got this weapon which can destroy a planet. But they still argue over percentages. They still argue over borderlines. They still got these fake gods which tell them what to do. But they've got this amazing technology that can blow up a planet. You know what I mean? So I think we are a freak show.
We don't need that technology. We're doing it with climate damage. We're doing it with destroying rainforests because you eat too much meat.
We're a freak show. We're a freak show. We at what point do people argue over borderlines and stuff? Oh, the moment you walk past that line, you're a legal alien and you'll get shot. I mean, it's like it's weird. It's just we argue over percentages. I mean,
Yeah.
monkey news.
Duffy wants a show about Bitcoin. Is there like a conspiracy around Bitcoin?
No,
Other
Bitcoin.
than
I
the
don't think
fact
it's a
I'm constantly getting frigging ads for it all the time, which
no,
are fake.
they always say the one thing, the stock market's fake. I've read a bit on Bitcoin. The stock market's fake. They said because obviously Bitcoin's been out over 10 years now, so you could do a good analysis. So Bitcoin is steady and it's real. It's real. That's why Bitcoin's the next big. It's the future. Bitcoin.
I'm not saying it's not real. The origins of Bitcoin, the manipulation. I don't know enough about it. Although I do have a friend that literally has got 4 monitors and literally just sits there looking at cryptocurrencies all day. It's not his job.
That's his day job.
But no, it's not his job. It's not his job, but he does it, and he had a load of bitcoins, and he said he remembers back in the day he had a load of bitcoins. You know when it was like dead cheap.
Yeah.
He would literally be a millionaire now if he'd kept them and sold them like 2 years ago. But he says I remember buying a pint of milk with Bitcoin once, and he went, how stupid is that? And he's got about 17 left. What's that in today's money? Jonesy will know what 17 bitcoins is worth.
I read somewhere that a full Bitcoin is about 10 grand or something. Don't know what it is now.
Yeah. But he had like 400 or something, or more than that. I don't know what. And he just you pay for a bottle of milk with it. 12 grand each today. So yeah. So I know he's got a few, like, so, but he's sitting on it because he thinks there's going to be another spike, and he sits there watching these graphs, and he keeps taking punts on all these other cryptocurrencies that come up with funny names.
Well, Cuffy just says it's 12 grand. I thought it was just 10 grand, yeah. Because I know he's got quite a bit. Joe Rogan, he bought it. He said he's got about over 100 grand's worth of Bitcoin now. He says, I think Joe Rogan's obviously
100 grand. So he's got 10 bitcoins.
He got about 10, but he said he's got over 200 grand's worth. Because he says he knows 4 people in his life that lives by Bitcoin. They pay for their bills by Bitcoin. They pay for so they just buy and sell. The only people I know who've got Bitcoins are the ones who buy off the dark web. That's the only people I know.
Yeah.
I know 5 people who've got Bitcoins, but they all buy off the dark web. They all hire hitmen every day.
I don't know who Warren Buffett is. Buffett.
You know even Warren Buffett?
Buffett?
It's probably the 4th, 5th richest man in the world.
I don't have a list on this board behind me of rich men, dude.
Well, the richest man in the world is Jeff Bezos. Then it's Bill Gates. Then it's Carlos Sim. I think it could be Warren Buffett and then Elon Musk. Warren Buffett, I know, how dare I criticize Warren Buffett, but I am. All he does is move his billions from Coca-Cola to Pepsi, or from Pepsi to Google, or from Google to freaking Kellogg's Cornflakes.
Stop playing the stock market, innit?
No, but the thing is, where it's like, I think when you've got that kind of money, you should, and he probably does, but I'm not, who am I to criticize Warren Buffett? The guy's a genius, but with that, he should be fucking financing new technology, how to, like Elon Musk does, how to fly to Mars, how to populate other planets and stuff like that. Just off Coca-Cola, I think I read some stat that Coca-Cola alone pays £650 million a year. That's just Coca-Cola alone. Coca-Cola. I know it sounds how stupid, but it's Coca-Cola. Move on. Invest in something else. I mean.
Yeah. 1 second. I'm just thinking about plugging this phone in to make sure I don't get cut off.
What was I going to say? Even Warren Buffett has changed his tune on it. What did he do by? Same thing. Lost his wallet access to the wallet. He was very anti-Bitcoin and completely flipped Andy. I read somewhere that no one knows who's behind Bitcoin, but I read Elon Musk could have been one of the brainchilds behind it as well. It would make sense because he was one of the guys behind PayPal originally, wasn't it? He was the guy behind PayPal. That's why he made his.
Yeah, I signed up. I signed up to something that was trying to be a new PayPal last year or the year before, and they said, "Look, if you sign up and get people to join, we'll give you so many free things." And when we actually release the currency, each one will be worth $20 or something like that. And literally, it was a guarantee to make you a millionaire. But it was just like a pyramid scheme, I think. Although it didn't cost you anything, it's like, how can you guarantee to pay all these millions of people out in all this cryptocurrency that you're supposed to design in? Can't remember what it's called.
No, so to answer Bobby Shafter, there is that rumor where, well, if you seen his house, it's still a nice house. It's not like a house you'd expect someone like from Tony Stark's, but I've seen his house. It's still a beautiful house. You know what I mean? You wouldn't say no to it. But it's a bit like, back to my ghost story. John Lees from Barclays James Harvest, the studio we were using. You'd have loved that story, Cuffy. You have to rewind it back later on. I was talking about ghosts before. He drives a Volvo, and I used to drive his Volvo because he was in Saddleworth Delft, and I was looking at it, says he's probably worth 25 million pound. I'm thinking, what are you doing driving a fucking Volvo, no Volvo estate? And I just thought, I thought he'd have like some kind of, well, back then Bugattis didn't exist, but yeah, I thought he'd have some kind of Ferrari or Rolls Royce, but no, it's just literally driving a Volvo. I think they've probably got a. It's like these people who drive Prius, but they've got actually a gas guzzling, probably Hummer in the background.
Yeah. Who was it you said drives an old banger? Was it Elon?
No, William Buffett.
Oh, William Buffett.
Warren Buffett, should say.
Right. I was going to say, surely Elon drives around in a Tesla, doesn't he?
Yeah, we call them dealers.
Yeah.
But no, it's just I always find it, these people, these billionaires. I want my billionaires to, these people who win the lottery go, oh, what are you going to do if you win it? Oh, I'm going to invest it wisely. I might buy a brand new biro pen. You know what? You want people to say, do you know what? I'm going to snort it all away and I'm going to buy myself hookers and everything every night. That's what you want your billionaires to say. But maybe I've watched too many American films or something.
Yeah, you definitely have one. Cool, man. Shall we think about wrapping up, dude? Because it's 10:42,
This could be our longest fucking podcast. It's live stream. We're coming up to 2 hours here.
It is our longest live stream. I've just seen, actually, that Flying Scotsman guy was online again. Because that raid we did was a bit rubbish. I was hoping Jonesy might.
Snorting barrels is not enough it was. Yeah, that's what Ivan Biro once said. That's why he didn't live long. Ivan Biro. He invented the biro pen. Ivan Biro.
I get that.
Yeah. No, that's his name. Ivan Biro.
Oh, no, I get that, man. I get that. Cool. Right, dude. Let's throw this over to a raid, and we'll see what that's. Flying Scotsman, we've got to say. I'm not sure if he's gaming or something. Says I want to suck your blood, so he might be talking about vampire